boom, the other guy going whack, and the guy trying to run it in for the score, and he's going nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Hold up, it ain't easy breaking away or being a great. They slamming the door, I'm jumping the gate. Cause a starving stomach like being punched in the face. And an instrumental was the last time that I ate. Food from all of the base. My ace boom going, big son told me about the game. 20 years later, know my name. King, crown me, lounge in the back of the spot. Pay homage to an underground peasant, climb to the top. Funny style on elevators could never fade us. I peep data stain anytime they congratulate us. Goggles is worn and bottles is popping. I'm beyond Sanders on haters. This ice bucket dropping over their head with it. They should have cred with it.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Tonight, we write a finish to Week 12 with a good Monday night matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the San Francisco 49ers. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Allen. Throw left side, there's Schwartz with it. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. On play action, Allen. He's going to go for a big play downfield. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Anthony Schwartz, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bills will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Fielded right around the 8. And they'll be backed up a bit to start as he's out of bounds at the 16. Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10 at their own 16. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Well, this defense for the Bills, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe them.
Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, You just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
That was their first third down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key third down throws.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way. He's got 1 touchdown pass already in this quarter, obviously looking for number 2 and definitely not playing the check down game.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Allen swinging this out for Pollard. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Now Allen again. Toward the sideline, he will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Allen off the play fake. And this is taken in at the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They'll get 34 yards there. Cross the chalk for a Bills touchdown. Josh Allen. Halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Bills are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
Bills 14, 49ers nothing.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions in not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, oh, well, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, you know, some big guy, we're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
And he's got his tight end Knox for a Bills touchdown. A great play there. 29 yards. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away.
The Niners take over first down 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Meanwhile, Lance's throw taken in by Samuel. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 18 yards, first down Niners.
Well, these guys certainly need something good to go their way because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there maybe can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Here's Lance. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 28. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
And he'll be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 20-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. 21-0 our score after 1.
Bills 21, 49ers nothing.
Here we go. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. To throw, it's Lance. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
Here we go.
Facing this big first-half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout. So as they take it over, we step aside. The 49ers are going to turn over to the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point a drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
And he's out right at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because
he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. So there is the big arm of Josh Allen on display. He can throw it as deep as anybody, and that was an absolute laser.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. This is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And you can see in the next-gen stats, that one 62 yards in the air. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
Open man here, Schwartz, complete. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
Works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox. Touchdown! Dawson Knox. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bills are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half.
49ers 3.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards.
On the ready.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
97.
And Lance again going to keep it. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Here's Allen following the fumble recovery. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. Second down coming up.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
On 2nd and 10, Allen. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
He completes it to the tight end, Knox. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
On 2nd and goal, Allen. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Perfect example of the kind of attitude you have to play defensive back in the NFL. You want to be the only defender around, and you want them to challenge you. And on that play, he came through.
Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Now Allen finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Touchdown, Bills. Tony Pollard from 3 yards out. And the Bills are pouring it on. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. McCaffrey on the counter. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Lance to throw it. His throw incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they're in a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. Room here to run. Touchdown, 49ers. Christian McCaffrey with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Well, we've said it many times. He is always a threat to go the distance anytime he's got the ball in his hands. And on this occasion, he did just that.
Well, he's definitely the guy that makes this offense go. And when you're an RB1, running back 1, you've got to be willing to be patient at times as well. Not every run's going to be the home run we saw there. But once you get that opportunity and that opening, you take full advantage.
The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. Fielded right around the 8. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big...
And that's caught inside the 30. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Allen. And he's got his tight end Knox for a Bills touchdown. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Bills will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Pulls it in at the 13.
The Niners came over first down 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Let's go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Ready up.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
You yell it.
Shotgun now for Lance. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Throwing is Lance on 3rd down. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. The Lance going to throw. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. The job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. A good positive play there, 9 yards, but still 3rd and long. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is fielded inside the 5. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Bills taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. Fielded right around the 8. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
Go now. Check pitch. Ready?
McCaffrey running up the middle. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
Ready, set. Spike 60. Ready?
McCaffrey following the penalty. And he's got room. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 94 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. That was huge after being behind the chains on first down to make this second very manageable.
Man, how much pride do you have in an offense on first down to get that kind of yardage? Because it actually opens up your playbook on second down. You can run it, you can throw it, you keep a defense off balance. I like that phrase, stand ahead of the chains, and they're doing exactly that.
Well, partner, they certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down.
Grill green. Needle blue.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. And Lance now to throw. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Gregory Rousseau, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have...
And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Tony Pollard, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Bills are an extra point away from going up by 40. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Fielded right around the 8. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
A gain of 10 and a 49er first down.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
107 yards rushing for him now to this point.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Lance looking to throw it.
And this is going to be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Lance to throw for it on 4th down. He still makes a catch, even though it was tapped by the linebacker. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Now that brings back bad memories as a defender. This series is supposed to be done, yet they've got a new set of downs.
Funny part is you put your hand on your face as that happened. You felt the pain.
Yeah, it's happened to me before. Not good.
Lance on target to Samuel.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out in the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Again, it's Lance.
And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down.
Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here to 3rd and long.
It's now 3rd down.
Right blue, field black.
Now Lance.
And that is incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Here comes the 49ers punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line.
And he'll be tackled inside his own 15. The decision to bring it out cost him some yardage. So a 56-yard punt, they'll net 41 after the 15-yard return.
And the Bills will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
On 2nd down, there's the option going left. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be second down.
Offense looked a little bit discouraged after that play, shaking their heads a bit, looking at each other. I think they thought they'd get a lot more out of that call. Sometimes you do get the running lane you want. And other times, the defensive front, they just break up the play before it can get going.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And this is just a little touch pass. They send the receiver in motion, just kind of tap it forward to him. Now, it doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down, a nice, consistent gain.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
122 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Pollard again.
Down to about the 32.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll run left with Pollard. And some room to work. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
It's 2nd and 7 from the 9.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. The kick by Bass is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
At their own 25-yard line.
Let's go now.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
10. Ready?
Shotgun handoff down to McCaffrey. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. The Niners on 3rd down. Lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Ball's red.
Throwing now is Lance.
And this is going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Desperation time here. Lance completes it to Samuel. And he is going to have the Niners first down as they find a way to convert on 4th and 10.
Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Lance looks to throw again.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Let's go.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Black Ultra.
They'll look to throw again. And they take him down. The Bills get to him.
A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. His whole day, it's been rough. Barring a miraculous comeback, this offense isn't going to win this game, but he's probably going to say what hurt most is the loss.
Smash. Trail, yellow, faster.
Lance and company going on 4th down.
That's going to be caught by Samuel.
On the move past the 40, down the left sideline.
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
So still throwing here in the 4th quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. Pollard going to try the right side. They find some open field here. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
Boy, that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 20.
As he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
We're facing a big fourth quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
119 yards on the ground for him now as he's gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
Drill 52.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And some room to maneuver. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. And now once again, they'll line up to go for 2.
Lance going to try to throw for this.
And this is caught, so they do get the 2. Still a very large deficit, but maybe something to feel a little better about. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky there. It worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
And the Bills are going to recover. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification. That's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense, because you can hand it to him, as we've seen. But you said 3 rushing touchdowns, and, of course, throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Here we go.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Ready?
Up the gut, McCaffrey. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Flushed out right. Open man is Samuel, complete. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Let's go now.
An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down.
Ready.
Looking to throw. Lance. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Micah Hyde.
And the Bills are going to take possession of the football. Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick them off for the 2nd time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This from 54 yards away. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Well, the only silver lining on the other sideline, CD, is that they kept him out of the end zone. But still, that's another 3 points added on to this large lead.
Yeah, no shortage of scoring or big plays on defense in this one. And even up by 4 possessions, still finding ways to create opportunities and capitalize with points.
On the double.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Jair Elam makes a pick. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a